All right, how's everybody doing? Hopefully, this is Mr. Panon. I'm going to show you some different strategies for multiplication. These strategies are different ways that students will be showing their knowledge and be able to explain why certain facts get you to a certain product. It's very important that we get this on a good start and students become familiar. They already are familiar with some of these strategies from second grade skills and standards. Multiplication is basically repeated addition, which I'll talk about over here. And students have been doing this since even first grade. Skip count by fives, skip count by tens, skip count by twos. So it's now applying that to other numbers. Students will eventually see patterns, and we're going to even expose them to different multiplication properties, something that back in the day they weren't learning in third grade. But it is a good challenge. But we need to first start with the foundation of representing what multiplication will look like. I'm going to start with equal groups and also what I expect from students as well. So I'm going to use the same equation for each strategy. So 6 times 3, I'm going to use this for every single strategy. All right. Now, the first factor, and you should use these words at home: factor, product. But the first factor usually represents how many groups, how many rows, how many parts. That's how I tell kids to focus on, like the first factor first. I'm using the word first a lot, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. For example, we're going to show equal groups, 6 groups. So I'm going to show 6 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's really important that kids know these strategies because when they get to division, they're going to have to apply these strategies as well. So having them be consistent versus just saying, what's 6 times 3? 18. They need to provide evidence with a representation. And with the representation, they'll be better equipped to explain it as well, specifically when we get to standardized tests. So 6 groups, and then we have 3 in each. So I could go like this: 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or for students that are a little bit more advanced, they can write the number 3 in each. But I always require students to write their skip counts on the outside like this: 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Let me crown the answer. So this equals 18. With those lines or tallies, students can then count them one by one in case they still are at that stage of learning multiplication strategies. We're going to go to the take diagram next. So the first factor represents how many parts. So there are going to be 6 parts. 2 is 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, the second factor still tells us how many in each part. So there are going to be 3 in each. I'll just do the lines this time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You can even encourage your child at home to say those numbers out loud because a lot of things go on in the head and small errors do occur. Then they can easily write the skip counts because they see the numbers there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As you can see, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that is 18. And that is the product. You can start using that word at home. Product. which is the total amount in a multiplication equation. Now we're going to go to array. In an array, this first factor tells us how many rows. I've had students think about going like this with rows and this with columns. All right. So first, students should know that these are rows. They'll draw their rows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I've even had students label their rows. So they put R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, and R6. Now, you might be asking why they had to do so much, why they have to label so much. It's a good routine to just get into and consistency. So then when they do have to explain in the words, they can refer back to their representation and be able to say, well, I labeled my rows and I saw that the first factor represented 6 rows, yada, 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 boom, bam, boom. So now you need 3 in each. Kids could put X's, lines, things of that nature. The goal when they make their arrays are to have 3 columns. So going like that. And then they could label it also C1, C2, C3. And then they're going to write their skip counts, just like we did for those 2 strategies, at the end of each row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So the product, once again, that word product is 18. And here, for repeated addition, we need to have 6 groups of 3. So that means that we're just adding 3 6 times. That one's a little bit tricky for kids, but once they have it matched up with this, it's much easier. Equal groups or a tick diagram, much easier to get the repeated addition equation. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So students that may not know their facts, they still have a good foundation in addition most of the time. And we can do that. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. And they can start to add. 6, 6, 6, 12. And this 12 and that equals 18. Crown the answer. Boom. Put it over there. And those are some multiplication strategies. Hopefully that was helpful. I know it was long and very long-winded, but I wanted to just break it down for everybody. This is Mr. Bonhomme. Peace.